Hello, thanks for joining me again today. Watching me working on drakon render. Yes, we're going to be working on drakon render again. Today, I'm very excited to show you a quick continuation of what I started yesterday, and that was to finally link all the pieces together and feed the layout engine with newly injected valence points mixed together, linked together with the user-provided drakon icons. And before I switch to the code view, it may not look like much, but do you remember why we took all this long detour to rethink how the paths get balanced, etc., etc.? At the end of all that huge operation, I hoped I would be able to redo the layout engine and maybe simplify it a little bit. And this is what I've done yesterday. I sort of experimented off camera and I thought, okay, so now we have the paths balanced. So all these, markdown columns are individual skewers in the drakon terms. So they will always have to be straight. What if we just tried to translate not a list of positioned icons to the rendered graph, but instead a list of lists, meaning the B paths into a list of positioned icons. And my experiments, now let's switch to the code view, may not look like much, but to me this looks very promising. So obviously, let's walk through this. So obviously, this is not correct, but it shows a lot of promise. See, these icons are duplicated. So first we rendered the column number 1 or path number 1, then path number 2, then path number 3. Now, I've done it with a pretty clumsily put together function new layout that really just deserves one update. And that update is to make sure that icons that have already been inserted into the list of positioned icons do not get rendered again. So if we were to take a peek into the layout JSON, we would see many duplicates. Like, for example, valence points v1. Or maybe not. Let's see. Oh, sorry. These will not be rendered. These will not be duplicated, of course. But if we take a look at, say, title, this should appear 3 times. Sorry about the brief confusion. Title. Let's see. We have 6 instances, meaning the icon description and icon kind. So all we really need to do, I believe, is to, before we add the positioned icon to the accumulator, we just need to make sure that it's not already inserted. And we can achieve that by doing, by changing this accumulator that we use here, I believe. Sorry, we can do that by changing this accumulator into a map. Now, here's where the challenge starts. With lists, concatenating 2 lists together is relatively simple. You just do a plus plus. But with maps, it takes a little bit of more. It takes a little bit more head scratching than that. but I'm sure we can resolve this. So plan for me for today is to correct all the duplications here, and maybe render the drakon diagram from a list of lists, not from a list of icons. Let's see if we can achieve that. This accumulator is probably best used as a list, simply because we always need to reference the last y coordinate of, or maybe, let's think. Maybe, where is this accumulator used? Yeah, we use a similar trick here. Where we combine a map and a list. And that map is coming from the outer fold. I think we'll have to repeat the same trick here. So let's take it step by step as the last time. So here we have a similar situation. For now, data map empty is good enough. And now accumulator becomes now we need to return a pair here. And here we'll have to do first. So this map is always empty. I'm probably doing it wrong. Okay. So now the way it works should not change. We should still see the incorrect diagram. Yeah. But at the very least, we have the map here that we can provide from the outer fold. Now that is good. And here I believe we can replace this list with just double, because we only need that list to track the Y position of the last injected or last positioned icon, but everything in its own time. Let's do this. So we only so let's start transitioning towards using the map instead of the list. So instead of doing first here, let's do second, and also this should build. Oh, sorry, this should be inverted. I know this is probably very easy to follow for if you're watching this, but I hope it will make sense in a second. Okay, so now we're expecting nothing. Perfect. Because the map is always empty, we never add to it. So now we need to change two things. First, we need to keep track of the last Y coordinate, which when we begin is always 0. because all paths start with the title, which y coordinate is always 0. So now oculist changes to last position y. Or maybe last used coordinate. And now we don't have to do this empty. So we can do okay. Beautiful. So now we can simplify this a little bit. So oculist is going away. Instead, we're going to do map sorry, just a quick paranoid check of OBS if it's still recording. It is. Data map insert with. Let's just do a const. We don't care about correctness for now. Oops, sorry. Oh, I think I deleted one part that shouldn't have been deleted. Acumap is let's change it so it just looks nicer. That's the second, and Acumap will go first to keep last use y coordinate and new y coordinate close together. Acumap. Add not cost but const. Record to position icon, column index, new y coordinate. Let's see what we get. It should compile. And here, FSD. It should compile, but I'm not expecting correctness because I simply don't remember how const works in the context of a map. Oh, I messed it up a little bit. Acumap should go first. Oh, sorry. I think it should be here. And the second argument should be new y coordinate. I think that should be correct. No. I think I messed up the type signature. insert with. So we have a function, key, value, map. So the key should be records, get icon name, icon. Let's say the map is just key is going to be a string and value is going to be a positioned icon. Let's see what we get. So we're getting something. I'm not sure if this is going to be correct, but let's check. Oh yeah, obviously. Because this inner fault never produces duplicates, and the outer fault just adds everything to the list of icons. But before we fix this, please excuse me for a little minute. I'll be back after a short break. All right, I'm back. It looks like OBS is rolling again. Let's go back to the code. Now, so you know how we started all of these inner folds with an empty map? This is no longer correct. So we'll need to give this a map from the outer fold. But before we do that, let's format. And the format produced a very drawn-out version of the function. I'm sure we can still work with this. So icons is no longer a list, or at least let's not treat it as a list. Here we can start with an empty map, the outer fold. And here, because it's going to be a map, let's not add it like this, but let's put it here. And now we'll be adding positioned icons to this map. And I'm not expecting this to be entirely correct, but at least we'll get closer. Oh, and here we don't have to worry about elements anymore. Oops. Let's format this masterpiece. Okay, let's run it. I'm not expecting this to be correct, but let's see what we get out of curiosity. Because we always insert, we never check if the item is already present. Okay, so it looks like what we're doing is with every iteration, we only append the duplicated value on top of the previous one. It shouldn't work the other way around. The original value should always persist, and the duplicated value should not be injected or inserted. But we can do that easily, I think. So let's see, insert with. If the key is already present in the map, the associated value is replaced with the supplied value. This is not what we want. Insert with a function combining new value and old value. Insert with will insert a pair into the map if it does not exist in the map. If it does exist, the function will insert the pair key f new value old value. So we have new value, old value. We basically want to return an old value. The key is the same, but the value will be different. Now it should work. Perfect. It does work. So it may not look like much, but what we've just done is by leveraging the balanced paths, aka B paths, we've reduced the layout engine. Do you remember the thing that I've worked so hard to implement, and we went through so many iterations from this complexity to only 20 lines of code? That is great. This is where we want to be. So it looks only that the spacing between icons is a little bit off, but we can correct this. Let's see, X. Oh, it's here. So it's icon width plus space between icons X. Let's run it again. Yeah, now it looks much better. After all these weeks, let's just double check if we're getting the right icons. So we have a title, question 2 that flows to question 7, 8, 9, valence point, valence point, valence point, valence point. Obviously, in the final version of this rendering, we do not want these valence points to be present, but we can hide them easily behind, say, configuration parameter like troubleshooting mode on or off. So this is good. Now, let's try to render simple diagram 2, which today looks like, what does it look like? Like this. So we expect valence point here and here. Please keep in mind this is rendered with the old layout engine. Sorry, this will be in the run script. I expect this to still work. Let's run it. Much simpler. Let's see the diagram it produces. Well, almost. We almost got it right. The connection needs to go through these, but I believe we can easily correct that. But we can create an issue for that. Simple diagram as well will have a valence point injected here. See, the connection here works as if it was going in between icon this and the virtual icon this. Since now that we have valence points, we'll have to treat these lines a little bit differently and make them go through valence points. Maybe we can even fix it now. Let's see if we have the connections here or in the render. Yeah, I think it's in the render. Icon width. This is good. We can leave this. Only connections will be affected. Let's see if we even have this here. No, so we'll need to define it. Here we won't have to deal with clashes. So let's leave a comment. What did I want to do? Waypoints. But we can do it in another session. So whenever we have this plus icon width, we can add space between icons X. Let's see if this works. So we're looking for diagram 2. Perfect. This is what we want. This is great. But now let's real life diagram. I'm kind of scared to touch this now. Let's see primitive diagram. Let's test all our diagrams with the new engine. Primitive diagram. It does work. It is a little bit more drawn out, but that's fine. We can live with this. So it does work, huh? So I think this is enough for today. I'm very happy that we managed to implement this. And off camera, I'll try to PR this, get it into the main branch, and starting with next session, we'll be doing what's absolutely the best fun, in my opinion, when it comes to programming, and that's deleting code. We'll have a lot of code to delete here in the layout engine. We'll maybe do some small refactoring, and later on we'll be dealing with these waypoints. For now, though, I'm extremely happy with what we've achieved today and during the last weeks and months, really. It's been a lot of fun. So I would like to thank you all very much for sticking with me so far. This is an amazing adventure to me. And during next sessions, we'll continue this journey of trying to render a drakon diagram or diagrams. Right. Have a fantastic Wednesday, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye.